Welcome to Laissez-Faire Economics. It is lazy because I don't go with the high production value and production crew. I just want to explain things to you. So this video is actually tied to a worksheet dealing with cryptocurrencies, because all the buzz and all the economists and all the investors treat cryptocurrency like it's something new. But if you look at it, cryptocurrency really is just foreign exchange put in a new level. It's applied to something that the world really has never seen before. And so let me show you exactly what I mean. If you have the worksheet, it's probably best to put this video at half speed or to pause to draw the graphs accordingly. But the first prompt that I have is, what happens if America and Europe are trading partners and America lowers interest rates on bonds? Okay, so good old-fashioned foreign exchange has two graphs popping off at the same time, and you always have a quantity of a US dollar, you have a quantity of a euro, right? And I always tell people, if you put it on the right side here, put it on the right side here, you got a euro. You put it on the right side here, put it on the right side here, you've got US dollar, and their trading partner goes in, US dollar, euro. And what I'm trying to say here is that this is the euro exchanged for the US dollar. Could even, write that in. All right. And it's a simple supply and demand graph on both. Label on the right-hand side, you never get it wrong. There's equilibrium, of which price or exchange rate are perfectly acceptable to put on your equilibriums. And again, supply, demand, low production coming at you. And so anyhow, the basic concept of foreign exchange, lower interest rates. Trading partner doesn't want to make money, so they're not going to exchange their dollar or exchange their euro in this case for our dollar, and we lose demand for the dollar, giving us a new equilibrium, showing lower exchange. We call that depreciation. Depreciate. All right. And then on the trading partner side, Europe side, what we like to say is the supply of euros exchanged for the dollar decreases. Supply of euro exchange for dollar decreases, showing appreciation. All right. So I start off with that prompt so that you get the idea. But then I move on to, well, how's this apply to cryptocurrency? This is the low production value coming at you, but I think you'll like this. All right, so check it out. What if instead of a trading partner, I'm talking about the internet and I'm talking about Bitcoin, BTC, and I want to talk about the quantity of the US dollar and the quantity of Bitcoin, BTC. Over here, US dollar. And again, feel free to pause when when I'm getting ahead of you. This is really just for instructional purposes here. BTC. All right, US dollar exchange for the BTC. This is all just simple supply and demand. And if you used the worksheet that I created, you'll notice that I give you a scenario of increased expendable income in households, increased ability to save. What are people doing? And the moment Bitcoin was introduced into the market, what did people do? They had a big demand, increased demand for Bitcoin. Notice how that appreciated Bitcoin, all right? And that also meant that the supply of dollars exchanged for Bitcoin increased, driving down the value of the dollar. And sure enough, when I first heard about Bitcoin, it might take a supply of $400 to get one Bitcoin. Now we're up to something like $115,000 exchange for one Bitcoin. More supplies of dollars exchange, right? So you can see the crypto really is just foreign exchange. Now I want to show you a scenario that's played out on the worksheet and in real life that is hedging for inflation. Inflation, rising price levels, too much money, too few goods, all those kind of standard definitions. Of course, quality US dollar, quantity of US dollar, Bitcoin, US dollar. And again, either slow it down or pause it, keep up. If you're using this for instructional purposes. I suppose I could get high production value if I have a little cartoon frog jump across or something like that. But look, so inflation. People that used to buy gold to hedge inflation, meaning to build assets, or they're just afraid that their dollar has no value, they used to buy gold. And in my worksheet, you'll see this scenario with a better explanation that people started behaving in a new way where they're hedging inflation not with gold, but with Bitcoin and with other cryptos. And so we saw a huge, and to say, when I say there were, of course, people that bought gold and silver, but geez, the demand for Bitcoin, last inflation gap, was through the charts. You know, people are using it to hedge now. So we had an increased demand going to the right of Bitcoin, appreciated in value all through the inflation gap, which meant, of course, we had a huge increase of supply exchange for Bitcoin, which again causes depreciation for the US dollar and appreciation for Bitcoin. You know, it's really kind of fascinating that we now have another hedge against inflation. All right, now last crypto is dealing with the pump and dump scheme, because what we're finding is crypto can be a huge pump and dump, meaning that people hype it up on the internet so other people buy it, and the original investors, maybe they're coders or whatever, just dump it off, take all the money, and then when people find out it has no value, it gets dumped. And so on my worksheet, I use Taco Cat crypto as a pump and dump, right? Just some made up name, some made up crypto, because people may do that. And I just show, hey, look, what happens if, social media hypes something up, quantity of Taco Cat crypto, and it's really nothing there. There's really no value in Taco Cat crypto, right? All right. So again, we find in the news or that the social media realized that all the rage of Taco Cat crypto was for nothing. It is a big pump and dump scheme, which you got to worry about investing with crypto. There's a huge loss of demand then for Taco Cat crypto. And people start dumping it, but the question is, did you dump it before you lost money? All right, because you'll notice then it depreciates big time in value. All right, and people take their less supplies of dollars. As a matter of fact, they start taking their dollars out. Less supplies of dollars exchanged for Taco Cat crypto, right? And that is, my friends, some basic principles of foreign exchange being applied to cryptocurrency. I don't know a lot of people talking about this, but I do hope that we could use these graphs to figure out what is going on with the cryptocurrency, since it is a new investment